Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the CS for Sport, Ababu Namwamba, has become the first CS on the chopping board in Kenya Kwanza government. And the leader of majority, Inangungwa, is piling pressure on Ababu Namwamba as far as the issue of mismanaging the sport is concerned. And Inangungwa is alleging that the entire ministry of sport had neglected athletes who had represented Kenya at the Berlin game. No one was there to receive them, even at the airport when they were coming back. And seemingly Ababu Namwamba is chasing other business that is far away from the sport. And that's what Inangungwa said, I quote, "You were not made a minister to fly flag in the streets and bulldoze your war through traffic with the Subaru escort." That is Inangungwa. And after Inangungwa's sentiments, this is what Senator Kiprotich Arap Cherargei is also saying. And Cherargei is hitting hard on Ababu Namwamba. Tonight, I echo sentiment of Honorable Inangungwa, Majority Leader, National Assembly, that CS Ababu Namwamba continues to mismanage into oblivion our beloved sport. How can ministry officials fly first class with their girlfriends to Olympic, Budapest, Hungary, at the expense of our athletes? Our female, this is another bombshell, athletes being exploited sexually and economically. Parliament must summon CS Sports to avert disastrous mismanagement of our sports. So Inangungwa and Cherargei are in agreement that Ababu Namwamba is wasting time doing other things that are not of any interest or that are adding value to sport in this country as he mismanaged sports. Listen to him shortly, then we're going to continue this discussion.
The Minister, Honorable Speaker, must appear before this House, and I will cause his appearance specifically to tell this House and to tell the people of Kenya why he lacks the time to attend to people who are representing our country and are good ambassadors of our country, Honorable Speaker. Because that is the biggest responsibility, Honorable Speaker, as you were saying yesterday. Members of Parliament, as the people's representatives, must hold ministers to account. You are not made a minister in this country to fly flags in the streets and push and bulldoze your way through traffic with Subaru escorts. You are made a minister to serve the people. And if you are made the Minister of Sports, you must serve sports and sportsmen and women of our country. The best ambassadors who represent us. Honorable Speaker, you can imagine the great feeling that we all feel when these athletes are competing out there and they are winning medals for us. We all come together as Kenyans. And the highest representation we should see in those stadiums, our ministers not carrying joyriders on trips abroad to accompany them to trips abroad and doing nothing. We must see them here receiving our number one ambassadors around the world. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, on behalf of not just these honorable members, the people of Kenya and the government of the Republic of Kenya, I must profoundly apologize to these great men and women who have ably represented our country, but also promise them we shall take the minister to account for his time in office, and he must appear before this House, Honorable Speaker, to tell us why he could not afford time, not just for these athletes, but even for others, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I am constrained to say more because there is more I could have said. Allow me, Honorable Speaker, because I heard the President the other day saying there are people serving in government who he knows more about their ministries, departments, and agencies in their ministries more than they do. Let them know notice has been served by none other than the president, and we shall pick the cue from there. And it shall not be pleasant. I know you have the copyright of noisy and messy, Honorable Speaker. I will not use those words. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Now, going by the latest activities in the Ministry of Sport, to some extent, Kimani Ichung'wah could be right. But the question is, are they serious on what they are talking about? That is what we want to look into. But a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our return subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. And back to this discussion. Now, if you check on the Ministry of Sport, you are going to realize that Ababu Namwamba, seemingly, he seems to focus more on promoting socialists than promoting sportsmen and women of this country, which is wrong. Ababu Namwamba is getting it wrong. He should remove a lot of his focus on socialists and focus on the real sportsmen and women. Those are the people that will carry the flag of this country high. Socialists will have their way. So let him focus on the serious business here. Check on the issue of what happened the last time we had finals at Bukhungu Stadium. That was high school finals. Ababu Namwamba landed there in a chopper. Remember, this was not his own money. It was taxpayers' money. So that alone tells you, so far, how are they spending and how are they helping in supporting sport? Is your expenditure higher than the input that you are putting in sport? Check on that. Of course, you'll find that he is spending more than the input is putting on sport. So, with all this, I'm seeing some kind of elements of failure. They need to wake up and work for the people. But above all, let us go back to Kimani Ichung'wah's statement. What I'm reading in this statement is PR from Ichung'wah. They are not serious. This is a classic example of attack one of us, so that then people will see as if we are working. So what Kimani Ichung'wah is doing, he is politically attacking Ababu Namwamba. So Ababu Namwamba has become their target. Attack him, then you create a perception that indeed the parliament is not an extension of executive. That in as much executive will come with their suggestion, they are not just buying into that. They are doing their oversight role. This is a perception you want to try and create, so that it will be seen that Kenya Kwanza are not just stamping on everything that is coming from the executive. It's purely political and PR exercise. And again, to win the perception from the people that indeed the parliament is working. That is what I'm reading in the entire issue. Otherwise, let me ask you one question. Can you tell me any CS in William Ruto's government who is really working? Tell me any. Majority of these CS, they are not working. And Ruto told us live on camera that he knows more than they know in their specific ministries. That means they are not worth to be there, because then you should be advising the president. And since you are the advisor to the president in those various ministries, and you fail to know more than what the president knows in the ministry, then you are not worthy to be in that ministry. There's nothing you can advise the president. Majority of these ministers are just same. Then why target Ababu Namwamba? We have had other issues like, for example, the edible oil that entered this country. It was not taxed, and it was on our shelves, going more expensive than the oil in this country. Ile mafuta ililetwa na Kimani na Moses Kuria, ilikuja ya kwamba it should be cheaper for affordability, but then it was more than 1,000 It was 1,000 more expensive than the oil manufactured, processed locally here. Remember, there was no tax that was paid. So there was an evasion of tax close to 6 billion shillings. And we discussed that issue here. Kwa nini Kimani Chungu hakuita Moses Kuria amuulize kuhusu 6 billion shillings that went through the pipe? Then the oil was expensive in this country. Hii mambo yote ni PR hawa wanatufanyia. There's no serious person here. And they are not willing even to work for anyone. So, ukiona wakiongea hivi, there is nothing big will happen. All ministries, they are sleeping. Ile kitu anajua tu ni kuamuka, kupigia Raila kelele, kupanga vile watamtusi, kupanga vile watajibu Azimio. They are good in that. And seemingly that is what made Ruto to give them these jobs. Otherwise, if not, they would not have been appointed to those ministries. He will have serious men and women to work. So the appointment was purely political, to be responding to the Azimio side. Kwa mfano mtu kama Aden Duale, CS for defense, wanajeshi wanakufa huko, yeye ako hapa kujibishana na Raila na watu wa Azimio. Is he serious? He's not. Look at Moses Kuria, matusi ndio mengi kuliko kazi. CS Bore, mambo ya kutaka kuevict watu cha nguvu, uchukue mali ya watu ndio nyingi kuliko kazi. Wende uangalia mtu kama CS wa agriculture, alituambia sijui he is now contracting farmers in Zambia to have maize here. Tulingoja tukachoka, hata wengine walikufa njaa. All of these people are failures. So there could also be another witch hunt that some members of parliament are launching against Ababu na Namwamba. So walio mlisema mko kwa serikali gani? Now they are hunting Ababu na Namwamba. Why are they targeting Namwamba? So we can also see Ababu na Namwamba being targeted in this matter. Otherwise, I'm reading more of politics than the arresting of real situation on the ground.